In this video, we're going to talk about one of the most challenging things about any website, and that's setting up the domain name. No matter how technical you are, this is not easy. I've been doing web stuff for 20 years. Domain settings are still very, very hard. We try to make it easy, but you can always reach out down here on the right, click this, and ask support if you need any help. It's not an easy thing. So in Podpage to do this, if you start on your homepage, you'll see there's a few ways you can use these buttons to add a domain name. You can always find it over in your website. And so just click add a domain name. Here's where you'll add your domain name. So the first step is just telling us what your domain name is going to be. So this is the podcast for all the hacks. Let's say that's the website we want to use. All the hacks. Now you don't buy a domain name for us. You use one that you've registered at GoDaddy or Google Domains. So we'll save this. I think this podcast already exists, so we'll just say all the hacks podcast. Okay, so we've added it to Podpage. Now it's time for you to change the settings that you got, the site that you got your domain from. So you have to go over to the website and you have to use these two settings. Now, with the way this is being recorded, I can't show two different windows. I've already copied this information and I'll just kind of show you how it works. So let's say we bought this from Google Domains. I'll pull that up. So here's what a Google Domains DNS area looks like. You find your domain on Google, you click DNS, and then this is the page that comes up. So what you're going to do is in these resource records, you need to add two. First, you need to add one that is called an A record, and I'm sorry about the jargon, but this is just what we have to do, that basically says, take my whole domain and point it to Podpage. And so you go and you do your A record, and for that, you're going to type in this code. You don't have to write it down. It's in the dashboard, but you're going to put an @ symbol here. You're going to save that. Oh, so they changed it. So now you can leave this one empty. On GoDaddy, you'll have to put an @ symbol. I think on Hover, you have to put an asterisk. It's different. For Google, now you just leave it blank. Okay, so that's the first record. Now you're going to add another one. You need to, because if you want it to www to go there too, you have to create a new one. You create www. That is a subdomain, so it's a CNAME. And then for that, you do domains.podpage.com. So that is how you set up a domain name on Podpage. That's all you need to do. Now you just need to wait. It can take 15 minutes. It can take 24 hours. It all depends on the domain registrar and your domain, but it will eventually work. So if you go back over to Podpage, we'll keep you updated on when it's working, but hopefully in the next 15 minutes or 24 hours, it'll start working. Now, if you want, instead of having your whole website going to Podpage, if you just want like podcast.yourdomain.com going, that's easy too. And again, this will all be in those settings, but for that, you would just go in and you'd set a CNAME for whatever that subdomain you want. So in this case, I just set it for podcast. And so now for this website, if you go to www.thewebsite.com, it'll take you wherever it's supposed to take you. That has nothing to do with Podpage. But if you go to podcast.yourdomain.com, it will take you to your Podpage. It's very hard. There's no easy way to do this. We've tried to give a lot of documentation videos, but if you have any problems, again, always reach out and we're here to help. Thanks.